Chris, it's really great to see you back in Dumfries after a few months. It was in March, you were in Dumfries Galloway schools working with many youngsters, and the kids really were engrossed in hearing your story. When you were a young man, what was life like for you in South Africa?
Well, life for me in South Africa as a young person growing up under the very difficult days of apartheid was very, very challenging. For one, just not living in a home and where there was no running water, for instance, no toilet, no facilities to even shower, was very, very difficult. And 10 of us growing up living in a shack was extremely hard. Going to school presented its own challenges because there were 60 of us in a class, one teacher, no form of any technology, and really just in a classroom. It's very, very hot in summer, very cold in winter, and just really no opportunities to explore or interact with any other race group but your own. And constantly, you're constantly being told that you're not good enough. There was this constant reminder wherever you went in South Africa in the days when I was growing up that you are not white and that you're not good enough, that you'll never achieve, you'll never become anything else. And it's almost like, being under a system where you're controlled. So the apartheid system was all about controlling people, separating people and never allowing people to mix based on the colour of your skin.
And was there a life-changing moment for you as a young man that made you decide you wanted to do something about this?
Oh yes, definitely. For me, an experience that I had on a train one day, travelling from Durban, going to Cape Town. The train stopped in a place called Bethlehem, and I was working with my uncle, helping him out during the half term. And just as we were about to pull off from Bethlehem station, I noticed a black man running towards the train, trying to get on, and I helped him onto the train, and we were not even 2 coaches because I was going to walk him down the corridor to the non-whites only section of the train, because you must understand that every single part of our lives was segregated. So we had to get in as non-white people on the non-whites only coach. And so we got to the second coach, and lo and behold, 2 policemen appeared and locked the doors, and the first thing they did really was they beat me up for letting the man in as a black man onto the train. And I was beaten up so badly, and my uncle came, literally rescued me, and then they got stuck into the black man, beat him up horribly, and I'm laying on the floor watching this, and by now the train is moving at breakneck speed, and they opened the door and just flung him out of the train, and with his bags and all. And so for me that was totally changed my life. I realized there and then that I've got to do something about the system of apartheid. That I've got to play my part in changing this world that I live in. And from that day onwards, I made a decision to join the ANC and to become a freedom fighter. Because at this point, Nelson Mandela was in prison. He had been arrested and sent to Robben Island. And so we were leaderless, but we were all frustrated with the system of apartheid. So that changed my life totally, and I decided, well, I'm joining the ANC and I'm going to organize people to resist apartheid. So I became part of the resistance movement.
I remember you saying to the young people in the schools that when Mandela came out of prison, he wanted to contact your father who'd worked with him.
Yes.
And then you got an offer?
Yes. My father and him had been friends for a long time. They actually grew up together, and what happened was after Nelson Mandela went to prison, my father never got to see him. And then when he was released from prison, he had heard my name being mentioned as one of the other comrades. And I got this phone call from him, and he said, look, do you want to come to the office? And I thought it was somebody messing around, because people were fond of imitating him.
Yeah.
And so I went to the head office in Johannesburg, Shell House, and there he was in his office. He was, come inside. Yeah. And I got talking to him, and the first thing he asked me, how's your father? How's your mother? And I said, they're fine, and we wanted to speak to them. So we got them on the phone, and him and my dad had this conversation for for 3 whole hours, and I'm sitting there. And then eventually, he asked me, well, what are you doing now? So I said, well, we've just come out of prison, and we're going to now organise ourselves and gear up for elections. And he said, well, do you want to come work with me? And I thought, well, what a golden opportunity. Yeah. So I said to him, what will I do? And he says, well, do you want to be one of my bodyguards? Yeah. And I just couldn't pass up the opportunity, and ever since I worked for him from that day onwards, right up until his retirement in 1998.
Right through his presidency.
Right through his presidency.
So you'd have some amazing stories there to tell.
Yes.
But the big message you've got for young people is on the respect agenda.
Absolutely. The big message really is that we live in a global society. We're all part of this universe, and every one of us matters. And the whole idea, which it ties into the whole UNICEF, the rights of the child agenda, which is all about the fact that we all have rights, and we should respect each other. And with our rights comes responsibility, 3 R's. And so my story ties into the whole RRR agenda, rights, responsibility and respect agenda. And so I go around promoting that to schools as part of my story. Right. And really just letting children understand that opportunities or challenges that they face in their lives can be overcome. Yeah. If I managed to come through a very difficult period of apartheid and came out and I'm here today and I'm successful, whatever it is you're going through, be it poverty or whatever it is, you can come through too. Yeah. So it's really all about encouraging children. It's all about getting them to believe that they can achieve.
Yeah, and you've got a real passion for doing this in schools and in other forums.
Yes, I do. I go around talking to many different schools. I go to high schools, and my message is really tailored for the different year groups. So, for instance, high school students, the message really is tailored to them, and for primary school students, obviously, we're tailored to that age group. So it's really all tailored for the different year groups. And I speak to students at universities, colleges, and youth groups. And I have a passion for what I'm doing, and I believe it is going to make a difference in people's lives. And I've seen it. People follow me on Twitter, and I hear the conversations, and I get asked questions, and it thrills me.
Absolutely.
That I can make a difference.
Well, the kids in Dumfries Galloway really enjoyed your time in March, and we're looking forward to seeing you again in September. So
absolutely can't wait. And I mean, I'm here again in Dumfries Galloway this weekend. Yeah. As a result of
So what is it you're doing this weekend?
This weekend I'm speaking at a Dumfries Youth Summit. Yeah. And it's all about the youth of Dumfries getting to understand that they can accomplish goals in their lives, and that with careful planning and just dreaming of a better life for yourself, you can become whatever it is you set your mind to. So my duty, what I'm going to do tomorrow, is to give a 10-minute talk about goal setting, and then for the rest of the day have workshops with students, and just really understand what the issues is that impact them, and share my experience with them.
Okay. Well, we're absolutely delighted to have you again in Dumfries. We're really fortunate and looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. It's going to be an exciting time.
Absolutely can't wait. I love this.
So many thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely super. Thanks.
Thank you.